Everybody already on here. Look at here. Hey, y'all.
I'm trying to connect on Facebook.
Hey, you guys. I didn't even know you guys were on here. How is everybody? My Facebook. Let's see.
Hello there. How are you? Look who I have with me.
Look who's here.
Oh yeah. Hello there, everyone. Go live.
Hey, you guys, I didn't even know you guys were waiting. I didn't know you guys were already. Did you guys see me on the camera? Or was it just on hold? How are you guys doing? I think my Facebook is having some connection issues.
That's why I'm having problems too.
Hi, Miss Bunny. Let's see. Tom, hey, Tom. Uniquely made. Hey, Just Be Real, how are you? Finally seen the light, PR. Karma Rain. Let's see. Hi, Stevie Bananas. Hey, Brenda. Is that Galekic? Hey there, you on time? Let's see. Cat Box. Let's see. Alicia.
Okay, we got problems with Facebook.
So those, if you see, hey, Just Be Real, if you can go over to my Facebook, just let them know that I'm live over here. Because we're just having some problems connecting on Facebook. So I'll probably just post on Facebook, okay? Hello, ladies. How are you guys doing? Hi, Miss Marcia, Gloria, Neen, Heavy Metal. Look who I have.
A Facebook issue?
I sure do. It's not even connecting.
See, mine's too.
So I probably won't be on Facebook then, you guys. So we'll just be, if you guys can just be real, if you can just let them know on Facebook to go over on YouTube, let them know I'm live. I appreciate you. I'll probably Gloria.
Yeah, we got.
It won't do anything.
Is it coming on?
I'll just turn it off then.
Okay. All right, guys.
I'm with my mom, y'all. Look.
Hello there. How are you?
Hello.
Hello there. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We're trying to go Facebook Live. Let's try again, Dr. Brian, see what happened. Nothing.
Give us 1 minute.
Oh, yeah, we're trying to go Facebook Live. We're having connectivity problems. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? We come to say happy Thanksgiving to you. We pray that you had an excellent Thanksgiving. And I have Dr. Brian.
Hey, you guys.
Over with me on today. There you go. Got my spiritual daughter with me today, and we want to come on to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we pray that it was one of your best ones yet. Come on, talk to my audience, Dr. Brian.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I told you guys it's always a special treat. You have to tune in, so you got to make sure you subscribe to the channel because you never know who's going to be on Apostle Sadler's page or on my page. So you guys get a treat, see? You get to talk to all of us.
Absolutely.
See, somebody said they wish they were over here. So I wish I was over there to have a conversation with y'all, have questions, okay?
So if you have some questions for us, you can feel free to ask the questions. We can spend a few minutes. It's going to be brief. We just wanted to take a minute to let you know that we love you. We're praying for you. And no matter what you're going through, you got to remember that winning comes from the inside, and the inside comes from your thinking, your thoughts. And you have to spend time with your mind to know how beautiful you really are, even in the midst of a storm. Isn't that right, Dr. Brian?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely. How you stay looking so young?
I have a daughter named Dr. Brian.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As promised, see, I told you guys I was going to be on, and she promised she was going to be on as well. So you got two of us today to give you guys some encouragement during the holidays. You know, some of you guys, this is your first time being by yourself on the holidays. Some of you guys have been with us for the last few years, and so you know during the holidays we come and talk to you guys, and so we want you to be encouraged and know that you're family and we care about you. So if you guys are lonely, if you're here, we go. You know, you can ask questions, just talk to us, let you guys know that we care about you.
And you know, it's very difficult, and the narcissist, or when we have COVID, sometimes you want to be with your family. And in the state of Washington, you couldn't have more than 5 family members beyond your families over at your house in order to comply with CDC and the government standards. So we've just been having an awesome time on today. We have eaten everything we could eat. What do you say about that?
Let me tell you something about these chefs over here. If you ever wanted to go on a diet, it's not the place when you around us. These ladies over here can cook. I told you guys I was going to cook, and I changed my mind when I found out my big sister was cooking. And so we're over here trying to get us some plates and some more plates and some more plates that last throughout the whole pandemic.
This is really great. You know, Dr. Brian, what do you think about the holiday hoover? What do they have to do when they feel like they've been betrayed or they can't be with family?
You know, during the holiday season, during this holiday season, especially because we're dealing with this pandemic, you know, most of us, this is the first time not actually being able to come together as a family, be with people that you care about. And for some of you guys, it's probably a break not being able to be in the home with family, because some of you guys have narcissistic family members. So you already know you're miserable when you're going over to the house anyway. And for some of you guys, this is the first time being alone during the holidays, you know, but this is a good time to, you know, it doesn't matter what your faith is, but this is a time to reflect on what you're thankful, because some people never made it to this day. You know, some people killed themselves, some people were murdered, you know, and so this is one of those times where you can reflect at how far you've gone, what you've come out of, you know, just the simple fact that you're on camera watching and you're in your right mind. Because some of you guys are in your right mind. And so, you know, just take this opportunity to reflect and be thankful for what you got out of. Some of you guys didn't get out of it unless they discarded you. So it took you, because you're faithful, and it took them to discard you. And no matter how painful it is, at least you got out of it. So there are things to be thankful for, you know, and some of you guys are depressed. You know, this is a season where some of you guys are getting hoovered. So some of you guys, this is the first time that you've ever been hoovered, and it's really hard because during the holidays, you're more sensitive, you're more vulnerable. You know, they know that you're thinking about family. So what do you think they're going to do? Play old music, bring up old past memories, remind you how wonderful it is to be with family. Some of you guys are thinking about being with family. So of course, for some of you guys, this is a hard time, a very hard time for a lot of you.
Yeah, keep talking, Dr. Brian.
I'm trying to see what camera to look at. But for some of you guys, this is the first time, you know, first time. And that's why I always emphasize, let me back this up a little bit. But, you know, I always emphasize this is that opportunity where some of you guys are introverts. So some of you guys are not used to being around people. Some of you guys, this is your first time in peace and quiet. You know, some of you guys don't know what to do in peace and quiet because you feel guilty in peace and quiet, because that narcissist has always caused drama, has always had you walking on eggshells. Even the holidays was something that you were anxious about. But this is the first time that you guys are in peace and quiet, and there's no reason to feel guilty about being in peace and quiet. It's a time to reflect, watch some movies, get you some sparkling cider. If you drink wine, that's you, you know, and just enjoy yourself, reflect. You know, you made it out of here. The year is almost over, and you made it out in your right mind. This is just step one. This is just step one. So you guys know that once you make it through today, now Christmas is coming up. That means you made it through another holiday. Be careful with that hoover, because they are going to try to, what's the word I'm looking for? They're going to try to tap into those emotions. They're going to, because you're vulnerable, so they're going to try to tap into those emotions. But whatever you've been doing up until this point is just like an addict. You every day is a new day. You have to remind yourself, every day is a new day. And the next day you celebrate that you made it through another day.
And many of you have to know that narcissists are like expert fishermen. A fisherman knows when to fish. They know when the bait is biting. Holiday time, you want to be with family. You don't want to be alone. You want to cook. You want to laugh. You want to spend time with the most important people of your life. And the narcissist knows that. And so when the Hoover comes, because of the season and because of your emotional set and your mind stimulation, it's easy for them to get involved with you, because where you will hold up your shield, where you would think about it, the holiday Hoovers are usually more acceptable because of the time. And a lot of time you are so forgiving. It's close to Christmas. You want to love everybody. It's the Christmas tree, it's the gifts. And soon you forget all the things that you've been through that brought you to the conclusion where you even need a Hoover. So holiday hoovering is a specialist with the narcissist. And you're getting to one of the days, Christmas Day, where that is the most time where they are hoovering besides Valentine's Day. So don't give in to the strength you've gained and where you've made a tremendous advancement. And you got to remember, because of the holidays, your mind is stimulated in a different way. It may take more effort with you other than the holidays, because the holidays you want to cave in, you want to give in. And some of you are giving in thinking, after the holidays, I'm going to get stronger and I'm going to push them away. And that's not true. Once you get in, all of the neurons in your brain that was stimulated start activating. And when these neurons in your brain start to activate from past experience, and it goes back into your memory banks to get memory and imagery of what you had. And at that time, you don't think of anything that they done to bring you to the conclusion you don't need to be with them. You start thinking about all the fabulous times that you had, all the good times, and you let your guards down. The narcissists get in and they go for the juggler, because they are the same as when they left. And remember, every time the narcissist returned, he returned different from triangulation, but yet he put you in the same place that he left you. And so when he builds or she builds a relationship with you, it's from where they left, and they think you never grown. So this is why you get what you've gotten from them, because they have went out, they grew in more maliciousness and being vindictive, and they cause you to stay the same. And so when they come, they think they are more advanced with you because of when they left. They left and got more skill, more reflection, more imagery, more fuel, and they bring this fuel back, but they turn it to a malignant fuel once they start hoovering you, and you break the no contact and you allow them back in. That malignant hoover turns to degradation. They comes in and it's worse than before. And believe it or not, you can give them a greater hook where you thought you was going to be able to turn away. It's not so easy.
Absolutely not. Think about triggers. How do you get triggered? There's something that's in you. That's why she said fishermen. Fishermen throw a bait out, and it depends on what they're trying to catch. A big bait, big fish, or they're going to fish. Meaning, and I did this on another video too, where I was talking about they throw out, it's like the predator. They throw out this bait. They throw out the bait to see where you're gonna pick up. They're always stuck in the past, so they always assume that you're exactly where you were left. So they're gonna throw out bait to see where are you gonna bite, what are you gonna bite, where are you at. Remember, the predator couldn't see, and the predator was going by body heat. And so this narcissist is going by your emotions. They're trying to see, what can I throw out to get you to react? What can I throw out to get you to react? Holidays are the best time to throw out some bait. Where can I throw it? Let me throw out some bait to see where you're going to bite. A lot of times when you guys are growing and gray rocking, they're throwing out bait, but they're confused and they get agitated because they can't find you. Where's this person at? Where's this person at? Holidays, triggers, remember triggers. Triggers, I love you. This is when we met. This is, think about the kids. I messed up. All the things that are going to get into your heart. That's why you got to put your shields up and guard that heart. You got to remember why you left them in the first place. Why did you leave them in the first place? Remember the last holidays. You got to remember the bad things, not always the good things. But it triggers. You're triggered. Somewhere in your mind, they're looking, they're fishing, and they're going to trigger you. Smells, certain smells. You had cinnamon smells. They're going to bring you cinnamon smells. anything that they can use. Words. They use words, smells, visions. They send you pictures. Think about the pictures that they send you. They send you pictures of family. Remember this. So you have to be on guard on the holidays, especially if this is fresh to you. Your wound is still fresh. So you have to be very, very careful. An open wound is going to draw flies. You're going to draw the narcissist back to you. So you have to, especially during the holidays, you have to be even stronger. And a lot of that stronger meaning, find a book to read, watch these videos, go through the videos, find them. Don't look at a love video. That's not when you go in and watch love videos
Oh, yeah. Love
when
movies.
you know that's something that's going to treat love movies and what is it, Medea's
Yeah.
family. Don't watch movies that are going to remind you of what you've been through. A lot of those are triggers. Watch things that are going to speak to you from a healing place. Even some of the coaches that are on, you got to be careful with. They're playing music in the background. Certain music is going to trigger you because those are the music that was played when you met this narcissist during the holidays. So you got to be extra careful during the holidays. Extra, it's like the pandemic. You got to be extra careful when you go out. You got to wash your hands. You got to wear your mask. You got to think the
Mhm.
same way with the narcissist pandemic. You got to guard your heart. You got to guard your mind. Don't answer the telephone. You have to gray rock. Don't say anything. Let it be a yes or no answer. Once you start getting to a point where like, well, hey, they already got you. They're fishing. They
Right.
already got you.
Right. And let me say this. Do you know that when you are Hoover is need based, they cannot capture the supply without the need base. The need base means they're going to stimulate your need. They're going to stimulate what you don't have. They're going to make you see your insufficiency. They're going to make you see your insecurity. This is why they need reaction instead of response. Response is going to make you think. It's going to make you strategize. It's going to make you remember. Need is going to cause you to go totally to your emotions. It's emotional only, and you're stimulated. And when you're need based, you're going to meet your need, because in order for a need to be satisfied, it has to be met. And if that need is not met, it grows, it get deeper, it get wider. So that's why the narcissists are usually, they stalk you. They're outside your door. They're sending you emails. They're calling you, and then they'll hang up the phone when you answer. They're phishing you. They're acting like there's somebody else on the internet when you're going on Instagram, Facebook, and all of your other media modules, and they're stimulating you, and they will you in, even if you respond to someone that you think is a new person on the internet and it's really your narcissist. They know is need based, and because they are empty, they can't bring fulfillment, so they increase your need by giving a falsity of supply. And when they give a falsity of supply, you open the gateway, because what it tells you is give them one more chance. You know that they didn't mean to do. Then you start making excuses for the narcissist. And those of you who have been no contact, you've been no contact for a while. They've been gone for a while. The fog is leaving. You're opening up. You're enjoying the holidays. You got your children. You're joyful. But it's this little tentacle that stays in the root of your heart, and you're fighting. Stay in seed. Don't break no contact. Once you break the no contact, you're in for trouble. It doesn't matter whether you intended to or not. You cannot break the no contact. And what happened is when you break the NC and you start contacting them, once you make contact, it's like a satellite. It hooks up with the rays. And once you hook up with those radio rays, you open up the port for contact. And when you open up the port for contact, the first thing the narcissist does is hit your need basis, which it requires fulfillment. Then once they hit their need basis and it's requiring fulfillment, you're going to open up and you're going to react, and you're going to go back in memory lane. You're going to pull what has been buried, and you're going to resurrect this. And some of you are so afraid because you've been through so much, until you are saying, if I don't stop this, if I don't back out, but you don't answer the phone. I mean, if you got children, let them deal with the children. They don't have to deal with you. Don't answer the phone. Don't give cave into an email. If it has nothing to do with the children, don't respond. Those of you who are may not be dealing with a narcissist person. You're just dealing with an evil person. Those of you on Facebook and other places, you're dealing with a mean person. You're dealing with a person who has just no respect, or they come in and the peace leave your house. They're loud, they're boisterous, they're cynical. Then you have to always control your environment. Just like when the narcissists come, you have to control your thoughts. You're responsible for your mind. And so what you do is take authority over what you're thinking, which you're going to take authority over your action. You're not going to react. You're going to respond. Take time. When you see the number, breathe. When you see the email, breathe. When they text you, breathe. You're not obligated to go by what you feel. You're not obligated to respond. Your freedom of who you are is stronger than your need. A need is temporarily, but your character is there to stay. And you don't let the narcissist dictate your need and how you respond. You're taking your life back. You're taking responsibility of your life. So no matter what hoover, a malignant hoover, a distant hoover, a fearful hoover, because some narcissists use fear to hoover you back in because you're afraid, and you're afraid not to yield. When you are afraid, go to someone that you know, a friend, a therapist, call someone that you know to deal with that fear so you won't make the wrong move. Do not respond. Do not respond. And no, do not react. Only respond.
As you were talking, think about this for just a minute. When you have an infection in your system, the doctor gives you penicillin or whatever medication you need. Just because you start feeling better does not mean that the medication is finished working in your system. And if you stop taking the penicillin, you can become resistant to the medication, where the next time that infection comes back, and that infection comes back even worse, where that medication you were supposed to be taking doesn't work anymore. And so just like the narcissist, you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, it's like an infection in your system. And the longer you've been with a narcissist, the longer it takes to get him out of your system. And so a lot of times you start feeling better, but that doesn't mean that you have totally recovered from the narcissist. And the way that you know is when the holidays come or when they come around and you're still reacting to them. And I always say, use it as a thermostat to let you know where you are. That's just your body reacting, migraine headaches, anxiety, your stomach gets tight. That is your body telling you that you have not recovered yet, even though in your mind you're thinking, but I'm happy, they're gone, I'm doing well, but your body still reacts. So another rule of thumb is when you see the number show up or you see a text message, take 12 to 24 hours to respond to it, because your emotions are heightened. You're anxious, you want to tell them off, you want to say something and you quit. Wait 12 to 24 hours before you respond, not react at the moment that they text you or call you, but wait 12 to 24 hours and then respond, because you get the emotions out of your system. You done had a whole conversation walking around your house. How dare you? I can't believe, but you got it out of your system. So you've calmed down, and then you can turn around and respond to them. So you have to be very careful. Remember, the longer you've been with a narcissist, and in the military, when we were in the military, we would have what's called quarter slips. And so for every 1 day when it comes to like a physical fitness test, or when you are eligible to take a
narcissist is never for you. They're always for them. When they are with you, they're with you because you do something to them. When they are hoovering you, they're hoovering you because they need something. You are only the supply, and the supply is only there to supply them. When you get a toaster and you put toast in the toaster, you have no feelings for that toaster whatsoever, because that toaster's job is only to toast, and that's the way the narcissist sees you. They see you as an instrument of function. And that function is to function for their behalf, to make life easier for them, more effective for them. The narcissist come in, it's the same narcissist, the same pattern, the same torment, the same abuse, the same psychological misuse, misidentification, misalignment, everything that is going to bring you strength, everything that's going to expand you. That's what you're not going to get from the narcissist. And then the narcissist, once they come in as a hoover, the narcissist punish you for receiving them. Then they punish you for them leaving. They discarded you, but you get punished for them discarding. Because the narcissist say, if you did right, I would have never discarded you. If you care for me, I never would discarded you. It's all your fault. And so when they come back in from a hoover, they're coming back in like you have to pay because it's all your fault. And the lack of responsibility when you receive that hoover is coming back in. If you keep up that wall, you stay NC, you're going to get stronger. You're going to become more powerful. You're breaking the chains, you're getting up the roots, all of those emotions, all of those ties and bondages and cages that has locked you into a system within yourself. You're going to break out of it. So NC is powerful. It doesn't feel good. It actually hurt. You actually cry because sometimes you crave the narcissist. You must deny yourself. It's like being on a diet. When you have to lose the weight for health's sake, you have to lose train your desire. And so the more you stay NC, the more you train yourself to let the narcissist go, not hold them. Every time you break a NC, like Dr. Brian say, you cause the infection to spread. And the antibiotics now that you were on is no longer viable for that situation because that disease has mutated. And that's what is happening. You're mutating. It's harder now for you to let go. You keep dropping it and you come back. You drop it, you come back. You drop it and come back. And you said, this time I'm not going back, and you're back. So now it has mutated. The level of medication that it took to get that disease out of your body, it doesn't even work anymore. So now you got to change your strategy in your mind. The more you violate NC, the harder it is to get you back synchronized to the present victory that you used to have.
And just like she was saying, a disease that is mutating, think about it with a narcissist. You wonder how they know how to do what they do. You're the trainer. You're training them to what your weaknesses are. You're training them how far they can push you. You're training them because when they, for example, if they get caught doing this time, they know it's not. A lot of times we think that, okay, they've learned the lesson, they're not going to do it again. It's not that they learned a lesson, they just learned how not to get caught again.
Exactly.
Doing this, so I'm going to do it different this time.
Yeah.
So then a lot of you guys wonder when they go to the new supply, why isn't the new supply why doesn't the new supply? Because you trained him how not to get caught in that area. So he's a not better person, he's better at hiding what he's doing when he goes to the new supply. You're training them. You're training them what is acceptable to you and what you allow that individual to do. You have to have your own boundaries. You have to put up, you have to put up boundaries. Oh, it went out.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
But you have to put up boundaries, and you have to stay firm with your boundaries. Just because you're feeling a little, flirty, and just because you're feeling better, and a lot of times what happens is that'll throw you off. That'll throw you off to a point where, I'm feeling better. I'm not going to get caught up like this again. And then you open up and you let him hoover, or then you go contact again. But every time you contact, you go backwards. That's just like a person that is an addict. When you get free of the drug, when you've gone through counseling and you become free of that drug, when you go back and you relapse, you don't relapse just on a little bit. You relapse from the beginning at how, think about a heroin addict or a cocaine addict and the amount of drugs that is in their system and the amount of drugs and the resistance they have built in their system where they need copious amounts of drugs to get them to a certain area. to a certain high. So when they relapse, they don't relapse just on a little bit. They relapse back on the amount that they were using before. And many of them, when they relapse, they die. Well, the same with a narcissist. When you relapse, you're relapsing to the level of trauma that you were at before. But what you don't realize is they've already evolved to another level of torment. So that's why whenever you go back into the relationship, it's worse than the last time you were in the relationship. They've evolved. And trust you me, 9 times out of 10, there are secondary supplies that they're practicing on as well. But when they come back, like she said, they punish you, first of all, for getting away. So you're going to, once, if they have to work even harder to get you back, you will be punished for making them work and exhaust so much energy to get you. And you will be punished for getting away and making them work hard to get you back in. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your mental stability. It's not worth your peace and quiet. And then it's harder. You wonder why it's so much harder to get them away. But you're training yourself to be even more addicted, making it harder and harder, as she said, to get away. And then you find yourself 15, 20 years later looking back at, if I would have, the doors were open then, now look. And some of you, what you don't realize is they also take away your resources so you can't go. So if you got away the first time and you got a business starters and you got finances and you hid money, guess what? The next time you go back, they're going to make sure you have nothing. Baby, you know what? You don't have to work. I'll take care of you. And then you fall for it. But what it is everything that they do is intentional. They're making sure that the next time you leave, you don't have the ability to support yourself or have the money to leave in the first place. You have to think. You have to think. You can't go by emotions. You have to think. Do I have any questions? Any questions on that? I think someone made a comment on here. Hold on. Someone made a comment. And I apologize. I missed you. Uniquely Made said, Dr. Carmen and Apostle Helen, the narc is not hoovering anymore. But why is he in my head again? Why am I getting triggered? What am I doing wrong if I'm constantly keeping busy? Think about it for a minute. If number one, the holiday is triggering you. So you're remembering. And what you're remembering is all the good. See, what most people fail to realize is everybody is, not everybody, that's a general statement, but what most people assume is that you're with this horrible, ugly individual that is evil. But you have to think for a minute, how did they get you in the first place? Some of them are funny. Some of them are fun to be around. Some of them take you on these wonderful trips. There's something that they're doing that is actually good. And that's what you're remembering, all the wonderful things. So there are wonderful things about them. But deep down inside, you have to think they have a character flaw. They have a personality disorder. And so a lot of times what is happening during these holidays, they make sure that there's some good memories, because if they don't have any good memories, how are they going to pull you back? That's the bait that they're going to use. They're going to use some of the good things that they've done. Some of them, think about it as we talk now, we're grown, but some of them have some awesome sex. So some of that reminds you. So think about it for a minute. So how, these, you're being triggered. And then also, if you've been with them long enough, a lot of you are dealing with post-traumatic stress. Post-traumatic stress deals with trauma and triggers. It deals with traumas and triggers. So think about it. A lot of you, I say this all the time, some of you need counseling before you need coaching. And you need to get with a trauma professional that deals with trauma, because you're being triggered. And then some of you have long-term issues, even from childhood. So all of it may not be the narcissist, even though that's the worst of it, but all of it may not be from the narcissist. A lot of times you guys are also dealing with childhood traumas, and it's interconnected with this narcissist. Problems with rejection, problem with abandonment, abuse. And so you're looking like you and Pastor Kathy talked about before. Some of you guys are dealing with trauma and past relationships, and you're drawn, and one of the things that she meant, one of the many things that the apostle said, was that you're constantly looking for what you were missing in the relationship with your parents. So guess what you keep looking for with that narcissist? You're looking for what you didn't get. And they provide it to you just to pull you in, but then you keep, it's like a crackhead or a drug addict. You keep looking for the first high, you're not going to get it.
Absolutely. And a lot of times when you are with someone, it's easy to feel obligated to be with them, because you think that I've been with them, at least I know them, but you don't know them. A narcissist is a narcissist. They have patterns that will not change by choice. that will not change by diagnosis. And so they are patterned the same. And these are not always for your benefit. When the longer you stay with the narcissist, you have a psychological, physiological impairments that start to happen. You know, your nerves, your system is off. You know, your chemistry is off. You start having stomach issue, breathing issues. You start having memory lapse. It's a lot of psychological, even brain waves. If they do a sonogram on your brain and you're with the narcissist, they can tell you the devastating effect that have while you're with the narcissist. So when you are being hoover, a hoover let you know that you've lost something and it sucks you back in. It don't that you go back, you're sucked in. So this is the manipulation of the narcissist. That's why when the narcissist calls them, think you're so strong, and you play with that and think that you can handle that. A suction means that there is some force that is beyond your choice, that if you get around it, it has enough velocity to suck you in against your will. And many of you play around fire, you'll get burned. This is the time that hoovering is the mastery of the narcissist. It's holiday time. And from November all the way up past February, you have to be careful, especially February, because they'll start breaking you down. It's like love bombing. It takes at least 3 months. They will go 3 months in trying to regenerate and pull you back in. And so it starts in November. November, they start the hoover for Thanksgiving, because you start being grateful. And when you start getting grateful, and they're talking about being thankful to God and just being thankful for where you are, you start letting your guards down and your sense of reason, and you start thinking, kindness, and then now you start yielding to it. But they don't pull you in all the way, because hoovering is on a monitoring measure system. They monitor how much release they give to you, because it's how much magnetism that's going to happen in that hoover. And then when they start measuring out the release and they start pulling you in by measurement, they're going to give out so much. And so now it's December, it's Christmas time. That's a major, major pull. So now they increase the magnetism. When they're increasing the magnetism, they're always increasing what they do for you. They're increasing their kindness. It's always covert, but it's still malignant. And they are increasing the level of authority. They're not going to show it yet. They're just going to make you feel like you covered. And if you're a man, they're going to make you feel like you're in charge and make the woman feel like she's protected. But you are being measured out. You are being stimulated out. And then January is a new year. So they start making new promises, new validation. They start making new announcements. Then after that, here come February. Now, February is a stimulus package. They want to stimulate your emotion. And most of the time, there is some sexual propriety involved in this, because it's intimate, it's love. Everybody want to be with somebody. Then by March, you've taken in. By June, you've been tortured, you've been slaughtered, you have been devalued, you've been silent, you went through the silent treatment, and now you've been discarded and put back on the leash, discarded. Because once you get a hoover, they start doing slow discard you for 8 hours, 12 hours, discard you for 24 hours, 3 days, discard you for a week. Now they building you back up to a pattern, because everything the narcissist does is intentional. And so everything you release from what he does, he wants to be intentional.
And just like she said, you have to think this is domestic violence, and the root of domestic violence is power and control. A narcissist always has to be in control. They always have to be in control. The only time, and it's not that they're giving up their control, but what they're doing is, like she said, what they're doing is, in order to hoover you and bring you back in, they'll make it appear as if they're giving up that control to let you be in control. So they'll comply to everything that you say. Remember, when you met them, you laid out the movie, the script, and then they figured out what role they need to play. Well, likewise, when they're doing a hoover, it's not that they didn't hear what you said. It's not like they didn't know what they were doing to you, but what they're going to do is they're going to comply in order to pull you back in, to rope you back in. And in your mind, you're thinking, this person has finally changed. This person is actually listening to me. And some of them will actually tell you exactly what they were doing. That lets you know that they know exactly what they're doing, but they'll tell you exactly what they were doing. And then you're like, wow, they changed, and this time is different. But every time you change, they change. And it's not that they're changing for good. What they're doing is you're changing, and what they do is evolve. They're basically evolving, and they're learning something. They're not learning to change, but they're evolving to learn something else to do to you. So you open up that door, and all they're doing is evolving and learning something new, but it's power and control. They make it appear as if they're giving up their power to comply with what you're saying, to pull you back in, and now you're tricked. But you have to remember who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a narcissist. Narcissists do not change. They do not change who they go to. The only thing that changes is the playground, the person,
Supply, yeah.
the supply, the status, the finances. That's it. But their character remains the same. They do the same thing. They're just doing it different. With each supply, that they're not doing it different. It's different supplies. Some supply, if you were the primary supply and you were the most abusive supply, the next supply may not be as strong as you are, because they haven't molded them the way that you have been molded. 20, 30, 40 years you've been with someone is not the same when you first meet a brand new supply. That brand new supply is vulnerable. They're very trusting. It's easy. They're easy prey. They're too easy, so they don't have to do what they did to you. It's too easy. But the longer that they stay, the more elevated. But you have to remember, they left you at a high level. They're going into that with a high level, but they don't have to do as much as they do. You were the best supply, because you were the easiest person to abuse. And when you reacted, you gave them that copious amount of fuel. So you have to be careful. They don't give up their power. What they do is they present it as if they're giving up their power. But when you guys keep going back, as some of you know, you realize it's the same thing every time. And a lot of you say, I want to kick myself in the butt, because it's the exact same thing I keep falling for.
You know, this is amazing. It is a privilege for us to come to you, because we understand what you're going through. We understand that even though times have shifted, situations have shifted, your heart takes time to heal. Your mind take time to heal. Your environment even has to adjust, and so do your children. Everything that's concerned the life that you once had with the narcissist, that has been on a long-term basis, hey, it's going to take time. This is not something you did overnight. It's not something you get over overnight. But when you have been liberated or even discarded, you can count that as a blessing, because healing does not start until you can get clear of the narcissist, where you can think, where the fog can leave, the demonic mist goes, your mind start clearing up, your body. And if you notice that when the narcissist left, some of the symptoms you was having with your body, it left. You weren't having the headaches, the blurred vision, the nausea, the insomnia, and a lot of other symptoms, that a host of symptoms that were engaged as long as the narcissist was there, because you was literally stressed to unmeasurable amounts, where the doctor was telling you, pull it in. They gave you volumes to calm you down, to make you sleep. Then they gave you a pill to get you up and to get you going. They gave you a pill to calm you down during the day, and then to make you sleep at night. So you are used to taking things to make you feel better. And so, like the narcissist is trained to do what he does or she does to you, you start being trained to be a sedative. You're responding with a sedative. You're not responding with freedom, because some of you would rather have the sedative and the bondage than the freedom, because the narcissist has trained you. You can't do without me. And this is why some of you fall prey to different hoovers, to the point some of you may even have to watch yourself that you don't throw yourself out as a hoover. You don't make sure you show up on social media. You don't make sure that you are seen in different venues virtually, or you go to places that you used to be, or you call and you hang up just so he can see the number, and you don't want to talk to him, but you want him to see you. And remember, don't forget about me. When you are the main supply, long-term supply is different, because there are some narcissists that want life supply. They're going to abuse it. They're going want to torture it, but it's there. So anytime they fall short of their goal, it's there. Never be reachable, never be easily reachable in the hands of a narcissist. It's holiday, guys. And this may be some of your difficult time because the narcissist is hard at work. You are being hoover bombed. Like you a love bomb, you're being hoover bombed. And so they are graduating each measure, each step, each magnetism, and each level of compassion and what you call love, and it's not love, is manipulation to pull you to them. And if crying would do it, they would do it, even though they are not sorry. And some of them, they even do it by fear to make you afraid. Anything it takes to pull you in, they will do this. Guys, it's the holidays. It's meant for you to be with friends and family, enjoy good food and time to reminisce on the essence of who you are, the virtue of who you are, the power of your mind. You are more powerful than you believe. The narcissist pulled you because they saw that virtue in you. That's what attracted them. And then when they got with you and they start seeing your humanity, they start being reminded of the holes that's in their own life. And they made you pay for what they felt. So anytime the narcissist start feeling bad, he give you mistreatment. That's not you, that's them. And this hoover lets them know without you, I can't do this fuel like I want to. I'm getting fuel, but it's not like your fuel. Long-term supply has a different kind of release valve. It's like a premium fuel. And they're getting low-ranking regular fuel, but it's not premium. You are prime stuff. And the narcissist knows that. Be careful during this time because you have 3 months. You have November, 4 months. You have November, which we've come to the end of November, but you got 3 months, December, January, and February. You have to make it through February. And February, what you find the narcissist do, he's taking a breather. He's taking a rest because now it's a different strategy he has to use in order to get a hoover. So be strong during this holiday. Listen to the videos over and over and over. When you don't want to listen to them, is when you should listen to them. Don't get tired of them. Do marathons, copious amount of teaching and training over. And the stronger you're going to get. And guess who's going to be your number one realtor? He's going to realize this real estate is occupied with wisdom, understanding, and strength. And I can't just invade and break into this property, which is your mind, like I used to.
And you guys be very careful as well because some of you are thinking this is how manipulative a narcissist can be. Some of you are thinking, well, he or she is not hoovering me. You have to remember that a narcissist knows you, and they get thought fuel over the fact that they know that you're wondering why they're not hoovering you. So what ends up happening is operation, exactly what she says, you guys start hoovering them. So you try to show up where they're at. So look at some of the pictures that you're posting on your Facebook page. Some of your Facebook posts are not even private. Some of your Facebook posts are purposely public because you know that they're going to look at your Facebook page. So you make sure that you put yourself out seductively, or a lot of things that you're doing it with the mindset of, I'm going to show you. Let me show you what I'm doing. You are actually trying to hoover them, and they won't hoover you because they're getting thought fuel over the fact that you're trying to get their attention.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful because the hoover works both ways. So some of you guys hoover them. Some of you guys stalk their Facebook page. You see them doing something, so you got to go and you have to do something to make sure. So you got to be careful. This is an ugly game. They know what they're doing. And when you try to fight a narcissist, some of you guys want to go head to head to try to fight a narcissist. Sometimes you have to know when not to fight. Sometimes you have to know when not to bite. Sometimes you have to know when to back out. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you wise. Every fight is not your fight. Every time that they say something to you is not a response is not required. So, and you guys have to be careful. Ask yourself, and this is something that you personally have to do in the privacy of your own home. You don't have to say anything to us. This is what you know. Why are you posting the picture? Why are you going by? Why are you making sure they see your car? Why are you going to buy a house? Why are you going to buy a car? Why are you going to buy those clothes? Why are you going to the club that they go to? Some things you have to cut off. Some common things that you guys have together, common friends or family, some things you have to let go. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you smart if you really want to get out of it. But you have to come to terms. You have to think for yourself, are you really finished? Because some of you guys may not be finished in your mind and in your heart. And so you keep going back, but you can't, there's no closure with a narcissist. So you have to make up in your mind that I'm done, I'm finished. If not, this is what you're going to keep going through.
Wow, this has been beautiful. How many of you are just enjoying me and Dr. Brian? Oh, Dr. Brian, it was such a wonderful, wonderful day to have you on during this holiday time. I want to thank you and all of your tribe for being with me and my YouTube, Facebook, Periscope family. Thank you so much. So let's have some final words. So what would we give them? What would you give them? Give them 3 last pointers.
3 last pointers. First of all, you've got to discover yourself. And I always emphasize, because when I say my mentor says, that's who I'm talking about. But one of the most beautiful things that I have learned is singleness is not a bad word. Singleness gives you an opportunity to explore yourself. What colors do you like? What food do you like to eat? What movies do you like to watch? You get to discover yourself. Go discover yourself. If you don't like you, then how's anybody else going to like you to date you? You have to know yourself. Get to know yourself. Explore life. Like she says all the time to us, life is huge. Go explore. Life is huge. When the corona is over, take time to travel with some girlfriends, or if you got some guy friends, go to a cabin, go enjoy, do something. The most beautiful thing that I could have ever, and I never knew I was going to go through what I went through, but is the fact that I joined a family with her as my mother, as my spiritual mother, my big sister, and I have other sisters. And it's beautiful because she taught us how to be women, how to respect ourselves, how to enjoy life. And the thing about it is, you get around mentors that are living this life, that are showing that they're not hypocrites. She's not a hypocrite. And so I watch her, and if I may say, me being a widow, when Bishop passed, one of the things is that her character remained the same. Her character remained the same. What she taught her daughters is what she does herself. And to see somebody doing it gives you hope. Like, if she can do it, I know I can do it. And so what I'm telling you, male and females alike, men and women alike, explore yourself, enjoy your life. There's so many people that are single, and we hear it all the time. There's so many people that are single that want to be married, and so many people that are married are looking at the single people and they want to be single. And most of us have been married, and so now we're enjoying singleness, but singleness for the first time, meaning you don't have nobody on the side. Enjoy your life and look at how many years you've lost. Enjoy your life, explore, start a business, do things that you like, enjoy your children, do something and enjoy yourself, enjoy life. I'm enjoying life. For the first time, I'm enjoying life. So I want you to enjoy your life and heal. It takes time to heal. Take one day at a time. Every day is a new day for you. Heal.
Wow. Now that was good. That was tremendous. Guys, we ate all day. We have laughed. We have talked. And like we're telling you, there was a time when we were like you. There was a time where we can understand your pain because it was our lives, and God has freed us and gave us an opportunity to talk to some of the greatest people in the world. Number one, remember the time that you're in. Remember this holiday season. And number two, remember how it what produced. It produced wanting to be around friends and family, want to be connected to people. And Corona didn't make that better. And so the coronavirus took and separated us when you already are struggling with the separation process. So it put pressure to make you want to cave in because you want to be near someone. Be cognizant, like Dr. Brian said, of the status you're in. Be cognizant of what you want, what you desire, what you're craving, what you're doing. Be cognizant of that. Number three, when you are moving based on what you feel, is that enough for an adult decision? You can't rule out of what you feel. You have to rule out of what you know is wise. That's going to protect you and your family. The narcissist is doing what they will do, what they always do. That's hoover back what they want. And what the narcissist is telling you is, I lost you. If that ever gave credit to your strength, yes, it did. Because that means they don't have you. They feel like they've lost you. So that means that a conscientious decision that was made that the narcissist had no control over. Because now he got to work to bring you back. While you're away, stimulate your mind. Read, read, read. Take breaks and loving moments for yourself. Baths, spa, massages, aromatherapy. Start doing that. Be with friends. Go on the tea, go on the coffee. If it's too expensive, what is a cup of coffee and a lot of time? Take time with yourself. Every now and then, just buy a blouse, buy a shirt, buy a pair of pants that say, this is representing my new definition of myself. I'm redefining myself. Listen to these videos. These videos are your medicine. Listen to them over and over and over. Build yourself. And know that you can trust who you really are. You're awesome. But you may have to get in contact with that person again. Well, Dr. Brian, this has been excellent. So what do you think about that?
She was talking about food. I started thinking about food toward the end of the conversation. But listen, you guys, this is the holidays. For some of you, this is hard because it's the first time. For some of you, you guys have made it through, with us for the last 2 holidays. This is no different, and some of you are now pros. But for some of you guys, this is your first time. This is your first holiday season. Holiday Christmas is coming up, and we're here for you. And both of us do coaching sessions. If you need coaching, especially during the holidays, make sure you contact us. I know Just Be Real was putting up information over here, and she put up your information as well.
Okay.
But you have Destiny Helper 12s at gmail.com, and you have Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. If you need that extra support holidays, please contact us. You have both of us are good at what we do. And you have, Apostle Helen Sadler, who's a Destiny Helper. She provides you with a lot of information concerning the spiritual and biblical aspect of, narcissist abuse. And she's the presiding prelate. She's my senior pastor, and she's my spirit. That's my mama. That's my mama, y'all. But she provides you with that edge. And then I usually stay more toward a clinical perspective. When you ask, can a narcissist be healed? I'm going to tell you no. She's going to tell you that the Lord, and I agree with her, that the Lord can heal anybody if they want to be healed, as if they want to be healed. But a narcissist does not want to be healed. And so me, from the clinical perspective, I provide you with psychoeducation concerning how these people conduct themselves, what they do, how they conduct, how they handle you, the abuse that you're going through. So you are always welcome, especially during the reach out to us and let us know if you need that extra support. And we're going to be here for you through videos, through coaching. We are here for you. We are your family. And that's why we come and we do what we do.
Well, our family, we're here to say that happy Thanksgiving. We love you. We enjoyed spending this time with you. It was absolutely a real thrill to be with you and to have my daughter with me. I love her so much. Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
We love you guys. We love you, and big kisses to you guys too. Love
All
you
right.
guys.
We will see you on the next video. God bless.
Bye, you guys.